Hello students, welcome to this new video. This video is actually a continuation of the series of videos that we have done in GST, and in this video today we will be discussing about the composite and mixed supply. And in order to understand what is composite supply and what is mixed supply, now we must remember what is supply. In the previous video we had discussed about the concept of supply, and supply simply refers to supply of goods and services in the ordinary course of the business or in furtherance of business with a consideration motive. So it may be an event like a sale or a purchase or a rental or a lease or exchange or barter uh, exchange, or it may be in the form of disposal or import of services. So all these category or taxable events are considered as supply under GST. And supply may be done with consideration, or it may be done without consideration also in certain circumstances. And there are events which are deemed to be deemed to be supply under GST, and also some exclusions were there, and all these topics have already been covered in the previous video. Now let's understand. Supply can be taxable supply as well as non-taxable supply. So the term taxable supply has been defined in the clause 108 of section 2 of the GST Act, and according to Act, any supply which is taxable by the center or the state is taxable. So any supply which is taxable in the hands of the government, or government has the power to tax such supplies will be considered as taxable supplies. And any supply related to any goods or services which is taxed under CGST or SGST or IGST comes under this category. Now there may be some non-taxable supplies also, and the concept or definition regarding non-taxable supply has been given in the clause 78 of the section 2 of the GST Act. And for a supply to be a non-taxable supply, it must be under the category where government cannot levy, or government doesn't have the power to tax particular supply under GST. So such supplies are categorized as non-taxable supplies. And for example, we have alcohol, because alcohol has not been covered under GST Act as a supply. So those, if we sum up, we can say that those supplies which are taxable at the hands of the government are taxable supplies for GST purposes, and which cannot be taxed by the government comes under the non-taxable category. Now we should try to understand why the concept of mixed and composite supply is important under GST. So normally when goods and services are transferred or supplied individually, then all those supplies have been categorized in the various tax slabs that have been maintained in the GST. So if a particular good comes under 5% or 12% or 18% or 28% category, they will be taxed at that predetermined rate, and there is no ambiguity or doubt relating to it. The problem arises when goods or services are supplied in a combination. So when two or more goods or two or more services, or a combination of goods and services are supplied as a combination or together, then the problem of mixed and composite supplies arises. So how these supplies will be taxed, or what are the various treatments that can be given to such supplies are important, and that's why GST has provided categorically about these supplies as well. And before understanding these two supplies, first we should understand what is bundled supply. So bundled means a combination of two or more elements of supplies. So if two or more goods or two or more services are supplied together in a combination, it is a bundle of supply. And this bundle may be naturally driven or artificially made. So if it is a natural bundle, then it will be a natural bundle supply, and if it is artificially created, then it will be an artificial bundle supply. So how can we understand what is natural bundle? So if we say that a particular supply is natural bundle, means things or elements have been combined together under one package, and they are supplied as a package under single price, and they cannot be separated from each other. So they are a part of that package, and which cannot be supplied separately. So that sort of bundles or that sort of combinations are called natural bundles. For example, if we buy a mobile phone, so we get with that mobile phone, means we can get that packaging also. We get with that mobile phone, we get the charger or the earphones or some other accessories that have been attached. So it overall comes as a package, and in this package one thing is principal or important element, that is the phone, and rest other things like the charger or the earphones. So all these things are ancillary or subsidiary items, though these ancillary units or ancillary supplies are very important to improve the efficiency or the effectiveness of that particular principal supply. So mobile phone won't be working without a charger, or it won't be that effective without a earphone. So but still the main element is in this package is the mobile phone. Similarly, when we go into or check into a hotel, then normally hotels provide the services in a package like fooding, lodging, sometimes transportation and laundry also. So these things are combined, so these services are combined together. And in this example, the main thing or main service is the booking of that particular room. So if we have booked a particular room in a hotel, then the other ancillary services are provided in that package, and the price is charged collectively as one single price. So these types of examples are of natural bundle, means they have been supplied in a bundle or in a package, and they cannot be separated from each other. And what is artificial bundle? Means artificial bundle means goods or services are combined together, but they can be supplied separately as well. So that is artificial bundle. And now when we are clear with the concept of bundle, we can move to the concept of composite supply. So what is composite supply? Composite supply here refers to that supply which is done in a combination of supply of goods or supply of services, or a combination of both goods and services. So if we have to judge whether a particular supply is composite supply, then we have to look forward to 2-3 things. Like first, there should be a supply that is taxable supply. Then the supply should have been done in a combination, means two or more goods or services must have been combined together. And those elements of that package cannot be supplied separately, and single price of the whole package has been charged. So if all these conditions are fulfilled, then we can understand that particular supply is a composite supply. So this is we can understand the concept of composite supply with the help of an example that we have just stated, that if we buy or if we book a room in a hotel, then definitely the booking charges of a room, then the charges for laundry or transportation and fooding, means all the charges are combined together, charged as one single price. And this entire package is a composite package, because we cannot avail that those other facilities without booking a room in the hotel. You cannot use the laundry of a hotel without booking a room there. Similarly, if we book a airplane ticket, then we get refreshment or some food if we are in a long journey along with that, and that's complement and is charged in the price of the ticket itself. So it's again a example of composite pricing. So that is composite example of composite supply. Now if we consider the tax liability, means how taxes are charged under composite supply. So as we've discussed earlier, that in a composite supply there is a principal element and other ancillary elements. So in a composite supply, taxes are charged at the rate of the tax rate applicable on the principal element. So if air ticket is charged, then the principal rate will be the rate of the ticket, and the fooding and lodging, fooding and other services, refreshment services will be charged at the rate of the ticket itself. So the in summarized way, we can understand that taxation under composite supply is at the rate of the tax that is applicable for the principal element of that composite supply package. Now let's move on to the mixed supply. What is mixed supply? Mixed supply is also a supply of goods and services in a combination, but those combination of goods and services can be individually or separately supplied as well. So if a combination is not a composite supply, then it comes under the mixed supply category, because in a composite supply, one element is principal and the other elements are related ancillary principles, ancillary supplies. But in mixed supply, all the elements are important and they can be sold separately. So if they are combined together as a package, in spite of the fact that they can be sold separately, but still they are combined together, mixed together as a package, then such type of supplies are considered as mixed supplies. For example, on a Diwali gift, most of us you have this practice of gifting our loved ones with Deepavali gifts. So in those gifts, we normally have a combination of chocolates, cakes, dry fruits and other small gifts. So if we look into the elements of this gift package, if there are 4 items in Deepavali gift item, then each and every item or element of that Deepavali gift can be sold separately. Dry fruits can be sold separately, cold drinks can be sold separately, cakes can be sold separately. Means all these elements can be sold separately, but still all these have been combined together as a package, and the entire package has been charged one single price. So it comes under the category of mixed supply. So if we compare mixed and composite supply, we find one thing, that any supply which is not a composite supply, then it comes under the category of mixed supply if 2 or more goods or services are combined together in under one package under one price. So these types of supplies are composite or mixed supplies. When we talk about the tax liability of mixed supplies, then it is very important to understand here that in a mixed supply, the taxes will be applied at the rate of the tax which attracts the highest GST. It means if there are 4 elements and all these 4 elements have different tax rates applicable individually, so if the highest rate in those 4 elements is at the rate of say 18%, then the entire package will be charged at the rate of 18%, because the tax rate applicable on the the main or the most expensive item in that particular bundle is that 18%. Suppose the chocolates are charged at the rate of 18%, so entire package will be charged at the rate of 18%. So this is mixed supply, and this is the tax liability related to it. So if we sum up composite and mixed supply, we can say that if goods and services are combined together and supplied as a, a package under one price, and if they cannot be separated, then it comes under the category of composite supply, and taxes under composite supply are charged at the rate of the tax applicable for the principal element. And in the case of mixed supply, goods or services are combined together, but such combination of supply exhibits a feature that each and every element of that particular supply can also be sold separately. So if that type of combination is done under one single pricing, then such supply is called mixed supply. And the tax liability on mixed supply will be at the rate of the highest charged element of that bundle or that package in under GST. So this was mixed and composite supply. I hope you find this video useful in understanding the concept of mixed and composite supply and what is the tax liability for these two supplies. Thank you.